I'm really, really sorry about what I'm about to show you. You know, I still get hate till this day for playing things like Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. I think that a lot of decks in the recent formats have been going towards like a toxic line of play. As long as you don't allow your opponent to play the game entirely, your deck is better. It started sort of like with Kashira, because that deck searched through your extra deck, banished cards face down so you can't get to them. Toxic was kind of the name of the game. Then we got to Eradicator, Virus Times, where you send your opponent's entire hand to the graveyard. But what if, during the next format, we shuffle our opponent's entire hand into their deck and end the game right there? And I know this is toxic, and I'm gonna preface this by saying that I don't condone this type of gameplay. I don't think it's good, but I do think it's funny and worth mentioning. And also, a good preview on what we're getting for branded Chimera in the next core set, Age of Overlord. So sit back, relax, enjoy, leave a comment, like, subscribe, join as a member, and enjoy this toxic pile of crap. Age of Overlord is coming in about a month's time, maybe a little bit more. October, probably, somewhere around there. Age of Overlord reveals a new monster for the Chimera archetype, Berthamat, the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler. I'm betting on a name change here for the TCG, but meanwhile, that's the name. It's a cool looking fiend, it's a level 6, it's a wind, and it's got a really good effect. But not only that, it allows us to go back in time, since Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have rotation, and dig through what are the most toxic things that we can do in this game. And yeah, we found something that is very, very toxic. So let's introduce the players in this show, and hold on tight, because this is horrible. So what are we talking about here? The deck feels really, looks pretty standard. There's a few outliers here. We're going to talk about them in a second, but this is important, because this is going to be a card that you actually play without the toxic crap. You play this in the future builds of Chimera, because this card is really, really good. So it's a fusion effect, Fiend, 2400, 600 defense, level 6 wind. Looks good so far. It requires 2 Beast, Fiend, and or Illusion monster types with different types. Okay, so 1 Beast, 1 Fiend, 1 Beast, 1 Illusion. This brings the deck a lot of consistency now, because it allows you to unblock your hand, right? Because sometimes you would have a Beast and Illusion and no fusion to make with them. So this is the one. And its name becomes Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, while on the field or in the graveyard, which is really, really good. So you can use each of the following effects of Berthamat, the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler, once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can send 1 Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster from your deck to your graveyard. This effect is amazing. First of all, what comes to mind is, of course, getting your engine going, getting stuff into the graveyard, but also things like Tri-Brigade, where you can send just Tri-Brigade kit from your deck to your graveyard and start your combo. It's amazing. And it also facilitates the toxic crap that we're about to do today. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your banished Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monsters except Berthamat itself, and special summon it. So you banish the other Chimera king, you summon a monster, then you banish this guy, you summon back the Chimera, loop your resources. Really, really good. So we've established that this is a solid card, right? It sends your engine from the deck to the graveyard directly. But what are the guests here? Protector of the Sanctuary is a level 4 Fiend Earth that says your opponent cannot draw cards except during the draw phases. And then we have Disturbance Strategy, which says your opponent shuffles their entire hand into the deck, then draws the same number of cards. Can you make the connection here? I've seen this going around on Facebook in the Chimera groups, and I had to try it out and build it myself. They didn't show a deck list there, just the idea for the monsters. And as you can imagine, this combo is a 2-card combo, and this is why we're playing a lot of consistency cards like Prosperity, 3 of the Trap Tricks, and just 1 of these guys, because you can just send it directly from the deck. And what it essentially does is shuffle your opponent's entire hand. We're not dealing with with Rip 1. We're not children here. We're dealing with shuffle your entire hand into the deck. Let's see it. Let's fire off our Prosperity here to see if we can get to the other engine to show you what this can do. And Trap Tricks will definitely work here. We're not banishing cards here because we're just doing this for showcase, right? But Prosperity, I think, works in this deck anyway. This is what the combo looks like. We're normal summoning Mirror Swords Knight, and we're doing the Chimera combo as you already know it. We're going to go into the Berfomat. Berfomat searches for Chimera Fusion and or level 4 Beast, which is this one. Chimera Fusion to hand, thank you very much. Then we're going to fire off the Chimera Fusion here. We're going to go normally into what we normally go into, which is the Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts. Then we're going to do some chainies, right? We're going to summon back, search from deck, go for this. There we go. Now this is important because we need an illusion monster on the field. We need an illusion monster in general, but we're going to get it from the hand anyway. Now what we're going to do is go for the Chimera Fusion in the graveyard, put it back in hand. We're going to activate the Chimera Fusion here, and now you can use, let's say we use this one because it makes a little bit more sense to keep the Mirror Swords Knight for follow-up, and then we go for the new Berfomat. Now the new Berfomat triggers and sends Protector of the Sanctuary, right? So now it's our opponent's turn, and we're going to go to the standby phase. We're going to ask if there's anything they want to do, and then we're going to fire off our Trap Trick. Trap Trick is going to banish one Disturbance Strategy and set another copy of Disturbance Strategy to our field. And now, after we resolve Trap Trick, we can activate Disturbance Strategy, and as Chain 2, we're going to declare Chimera the King of Phantom Beasts to summon the Protector of the Sanctuary. Now, Disturbance Strategy is going to try to resolve as much as possible. This is landed on the field. You cannot activate this while this is on the field, but you can activate this if it's not on the field. But then on resolution, your opponent will shuffle their entire hand into the deck, but they cannot draw because of Protector of the Sanctuary. Essentially, hand looping your opponent for their entire hand using a 2-card combo in the Chimera engine, and you still have follow-up for days. And yeah, I thought I would show this because I think it's really interesting. And I think this points out, like, these kind of things that pop up once in a while because you can send any fiend, and you have cards like these in the game. No rotation in Yu-Gi-Oh! Means that cards like these, which are not the first time they've been played in history, also Disturbance Strategy, right? Sort of a reincarnation droll type of situation, but a little bit more consistent using the Chimera engine. And this is one of the problems, that people will take advantage of cards that have existed forever and will be, brought up from the woodwork to serve a pretty toxic cause. Yeah, Age of Overlord brings this card. It's going to be really good regardless, but I thought this combo was actually hilarious. Like, hilariously toxic. Don't do these combos, but just know that they exist. Yeah. Yeah. Comment your hate comments below. And sorry.